Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really fascinating cosmological model from the Book of Energy and Light, one that kind of flips our whole idea of the Big Bang on its head.
This question is right at the heart of the whole thing. Seriously, it's a huge shift in perspective. It asks you to imagine the beginning of our universe not as some massive explosion into nothing, but more like a flash of light inside something that was already there.
All right, so to really get this, we've got to go back. Way back, before the beginning. We need to talk about the main player in this story, space itself.
So, in this model, space wasn't created by the Big Bang. No way. It was already there, like this silent stage, this huge unchanging backdrop, just waiting for the show to start. And it's not empty, not a void, but just full of potential. And then, bam, the show begins. A single, absolutely violent burst of energy just lights up that silent canvas and changes everything. Forever.
So, forget what you might have heard about an explosion of space-time itself. This model says the Big Bang was more like a massive eruption of pure light. Just imagine, this event flings energy out everywhere in the form of these super intense vibrating particles called photons. And those photons? They're the building blocks for literally everything that comes next.
And here's the kicker. Everything, and I mean everything we see in the cosmos today, all the matter, every single atom, every star, galaxy, and planet you can think of, it all came from these original, vibrating photons.
Okay, but wait a second. If everything is made of photons, why isn't the whole universe just this blinding, white-hot field of light, right? Well, according to this model, the answer is all about how those photons actually behave.
This right here, this is the core rule, the absolute key to the whole idea. Visibility is tied directly to motion. A photon is only visible because it's vibrating. That motion creates the light we see. No vibration, no light. It's really that simple.
And I love this quote because it paints such a perfect picture. It's not some gentle, smooth wave. No, think about a bungee cord being flung from a bridge. That powerful, snapping, surging vibration, that's what creates visible light.
And this is where it gets really cool, because you can see how a photon's energy level connects directly to how it vibrates. You've got high-energy particles, like blue light. They've got these tall, fierce, intense peaks. Then you have lower-energy particles, like red light, with much gentler vibrations. So, to put it simply, the more energy, the more violently that bungee cord snaps.
Okay, so all of this leads us to the most radical and maybe the coolest idea in this entire model. What happens when a photon finally runs out of gas? What happens when it stops vibrating?
Really think about that for a second. If being seen is motion, what happens at that exact moment of stillness? Does the photon just poof, disappear, vanish from existence? Well, according to this theory, the answer is a big, fat no.
It doesn't disappear, it transforms. So picture this. A photon is traveling through space, it's losing energy, its vibration gets weaker and weaker, its light fades from blue to red, and then to nothing. It stops glowing. But, and this is huge, it's still there. It's become this quiet, non-glowing particle of latent energy, just filling up that silent space.
This quote about the owl is just perfect. It nails the idea completely. The owl doesn't just cease to exist because its camouflage makes it impossible to see, right? It's the same idea here. This energy is still there, it's just perfectly blended into the silent fabric of space, unseen.
So what you end up with is this new picture of the cosmos, one that's defined by this fundamental split, this duality between the universe we can see and the one we can't.
And this right here is where this model really breaks from conventional cosmology. See, in this view, space is the stage. It's static, it's not the actor. It isn't stretching or expanding. Instead, all the stuff in the universe, the matter and energy, that's what's in motion, expanding through this pre-existing silent backdrop.
So think about the implications here. If this is right, then everything we see, every star, every galaxy, our entire visible universe is just the tiny, tiny tip of the iceberg. It's only about 5% of what's actually out there. The other 95%? That's this vast, quiet ocean of latent, invisible energy.
But here's the thing. These two parts, the seen and the unseen, they aren't separate. They're deeply connected. This model suggests that all that silent,
latent energy, actually provides the framework, the invisible scaffolding that all the bright, shiny structures like galaxies and stars are built on.
And this whole interplay really hinges on one final, crucial idea we all know: the law of conservation of energy. Nothing is ever created or destroyed. In this cosmos, nothing is ever truly lost.
So what you have is this eternal symphony, right? A continuous dance where energy is always moving between states, from the wild vibration of visible light to the quiet, still presence of invisible matter. And hey, maybe even back again. The universe is just in this constant, beautiful state of transformation.
And that leaves us with a pretty profound final thought, doesn't it? What does it mean if the universe we see, the one we study and marvel at, is actually resting on a universe we don't see at all? It suggests that this brilliant, dynamic cosmos we know is just the shimmering surface of a reality that's so much deeper, quieter, and vaster than we ever imagined.